Good morning. How is your Tuesday going? Mine is going pretty well. Was up early and I've already gotten quite a bit done, so that's a bit of a nice feeling. I want to continue the talk about emotions, and I'm switching up the book today from Letting Go by David Hawkins to The Emotion Code by Bradley Nelson. And I don't actually have a copy of his book because I have it in a digital format, and I did an online course around he has a system essentially of being able to release emotions in your body that get trapped and then can cause health issues and just overall distress. And so me and my tuning in and kind of going with my guidance, he has basically a list of emotions with definitions, and I just kind of intuitively went to the top three most, I guess, heavy emotions, the one that really give us the most trouble. And this is just a broad generalization. So this may or may not be true for you. I have a feeling at least one of these is one that you experience on a fairly regular basis. The first one that I tuned into was one that I think a lot of us have experienced in the past few weeks, and that is fear. I do have my notes here with me today, so I can quote his definitions. So according to Bradley Nelson in his definitions of emotions, and he has quite a few that he goes into the definitions of and really takes a deeper dive into it, is fear. That is a biggie. I mean, I think fear kind of is an overarching emotion for many others. There's like sub sets underneath it, but fear is the one that intuitively I was guided to that as being like the number one. Fear being defined as, according to Bradley Nelson in the Emotion Code, strongly distressing emotion brought on by impending danger, evil, or pain. The threat may be real or imagined. So that, I think, is the key point. Real or imagined. So, there's a lot of talk about the fight, flight, or freeze response. That goes back to the times when we really, that reaction will come up based on a real threat to your life. And you're either going to fight off whatever attack is coming, whether that be an animal or another person. You're going to freeze, to like what animals do to blend into the surroundings, or you're going to take flight or flee and run away. And so your body goes into this response anytime it senses a danger, and the danger could be something that's in your mind, the danger could be real in your environment, the danger could be something that hasn't even happened yet, but you get caught up in it, which leads to the second most prevalent emotion that really we spend time in that's not necessarily beneficial, and that is worry. Again, defined by Bradley Nelson as dwelling on difficulty or troubles, unease or anxiety about a situation or person, extreme concern over potential problems. And I read potential problems, again, similarly to fear. It's either real or imagined. So how many, as a mom, I remember worrying about my kids when they would first get their license and they would be out for the first time into the late hours, like maybe their curfew was 10 or 11 o'clock. And I would always worry, oh my gosh, are they going to make it home safely? Where are they right now? I remember when they would drive to college and, it'd be like 3-4 hours for them to get there. And I'd say, text me when you get there. And then they would forget. And then I would be worried. And so it's that they were fine, but I spent a lot of energy worrying that they weren't fine. And so that was an imagined worry. And then the last one that I want to share today is one I think that a lot of us carry, but may not even be aware of it. I know it was one, when I've been doing a lot of my deep inner work and reflection over the past few years, I didn't realize I even had any of this. I was completely unaware. I guess for a lot of us, it's just easier to pretend it's not there than really look at it, because when you look at it, you have to actually take a look at your responsibility in it. And oftentimes it's not even relevant or valid, and you're carrying it around for no, I don't want to say no reason, but you're carrying this heavy burden and you're letting it weigh you down for no reason. And that's shame. Even the word sounds like, oh, shame. Like, the saying, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, that just feels like such a heart-crushing, soul-crushing statement for someone to make about you, first of all, and then to say to yourself is even more damaging. So shame, again, according to Bradley Nelson in the Emotion Code, is the lowest vibration of all the emotions. A feeling of being wrong, defective, or disreputable. And there was more of a definition there, but I really just honed in on those because I think that's really what we as human beings tend to do. We tend to focus on the wrong, defective, disreputable. I can think of quite a few instances where that was the feeling that I had, but I wasn't aware that that's what it was. And then when I looked back on it more deeply and really looked at the core of it, I realized it really wasn't that at all, that I was being way too hard on myself. I did the best that I could at the time. I learned from it, and there's no shame in that, doing the best that you can do and learning from that experience. And again, shame can be real or imagined. It's something that we assign meaning to, or we put on ourselves that may or may not even be true. And then it's what you do with it. Do you learn from that? Do you grow from that? Do you make a different choice going forward? And do you no longer live in that place of shame or worry or fear? So normally I start with the positive and the happier instead of out of the gate with some of the negative stuff, talking about blame yesterday and now talking about these lower vibrational emotions. And I think, I can't say for sure, but I guess the reason why is likely due because that's kind of the collective energy right now, that a lot of us are feeling the lower vibrational energies. And, okay, so we're aware of it. We can define it. We can have a better understanding about it. Maybe do a little journaling. Tap into yourself and kind of see where these things are showing up for you, and then determine, is this real or not? Is your fear based in reality, or is it based on maybes or what ifs or uncertainty? Is your worry the same? Are you worried about money when you don't know what could be around the corner? You don't know if that amazing job will show up. You don't know if an opportunity to really expand your life in a new way and money will soon follow is coming. We have no idea. And so you're worrying about something that hasn't even happened. And shame, the one that lurks in the background, can you let some of that go and just embrace yourself and love being one of the higher vibrational emotions for where you are right now? So that's my message for today. More talk about emotions this week. I hope you check out the journal pages on my blog at karmickindness.com. If you feel compelled to share, I would love that, and I would love to hear what of those three emotions really spoke to you. What's really in your energetic field right now? What is taking up space in your emotional body? All right, I will see you here tomorrow. Bye for now.